How's it going, guys, and welcome back. In this video, we're going to be checking out how we can actually reach Act 3 in Silksong. Act 3 is essentially the secret, I suppose you could call it, post-game, and there's a bunch of stuff in Act 3, so you definitely want to make sure you check it out. The first step is just to complete the game normal. This means defeating the final boss of the game and then reloading your save. The second thing we need to do is finish almost every wish side quest in the game. Now, unfortunately, the game has only been out a few days, so there's no exact criteria of exactly what side quests need to be done and which ones don't. Some people say it's a number, some people say it's specific side quest. For me specifically, I had to do 31 different side quests. Specifically, the final one I did was Balm of the Wounded. I don't know if that one is essential or if it simply means that that was the final one that reached the required number of side quests completed. Either way, in the gameplay here in the background, I will leave a complete list of all the side quests I had completed up until this point. So if you have at least the ones I have done here on screen, that will definitely be enough. The third step that many people left out is you do actually need to pick up the Bellhome Key from Bellhart. This is obtained by speaking to the Mayor of Bellhart after you've finished every single side quest in Bellhart off of the mission board. Once you've done all of the quests on the Bellhart board, simply fast travel away, come back and speak to the Mayor, and you'll get the key to your home. It may feel like you've done all of the quests on the board and you still don't get the key. Make sure you are fast traveling away every now and then and coming back, as the donation ones often take a little while to reappear after the previous donation. So once you have actually done all of the missions on the Bellhart board, you should, like I said, get the key to the home. To find the home, just climb up the stairs here past the blacksmith and jump up to the left, and here's your home. It's very unlikely that you actually need to go inside your house for anything, but just in case, go inside and rest at least once, just in case that is part of the trigger. The fourth step is going to be to rescue 22 of the lost fleas. Now, there are 30 lost fleas in the game, however, you only really need to rescue 22 of them for this. The reason we only need to rescue 22 is because that is the amount that will trigger them to move to their final location, which is the Pale Lake. The flea caravan can first be found right here in the Marrow. If we speak to him here in the Marrow after finding 5 lost fleas, they will relocate to the Greymore area. If we speak to him again in Greymore after, I think it's 15 fleas, they will relocate once again to the Blasted Steppes. And then finally, after finding 22 of the lost fleas, we can speak to him in the Blasted Steppes and have them relocate to the final location. Now, to get them to actually move to this final location, you actually need to discover the location first, which is all the way up here in the Putrified Ducts. So you need to go all the way to the southeast, which is the right-hand side here of the Putrified Ducts, right here we can see on the map. And this is going to be the Pale Lake. So go all the way to the end, discover this region, then go back to the Blasted Steppes after finding 22 of the fleas, and they will agree to relocate here to the Putrified Ducts. Once you've done this, speak to the Caravan Master here in the Putrified Ducts, and you should now be able to go back to Songclave and speak with the priest and get the Silk and Soul quest. The Silk and Soul side quest is the objective of all this. All of these steps have been pretty much to unlock this specific side quest. This is going to be what triggers the secret ending to get to Act 3. You may have to go through quite a bit of dialogue here with the priest in Songclave until he gives it to you, so make sure you're exhausting all of his dialogue until you notice he starts to repeat himself. Also, if you still aren't getting this side quest from him, just fast travel between the 3 main towns. Check all the boards multiple times in case donation ones have reappeared. As like I said, you need to fast travel away and come back between donation quests to make the new ones actually appear on the board. Make sure you've done all of those and check the list again we showed you in the second step to make sure you've done all of the side quests that we had done up until this point. And again, remember, you need the key from Bellhart as well from the Mayor, and have the fleas locate to the final location. If you've done all of these things, you should have the Silk and Soul side quest available by speaking to the priest. For the side quest, we need to find 4 different items. The first item we need is the Maiden's Soul. This can be found very easily by speaking to the maid just to the left of the Bone Bottom area. The second item we need is the Hermit's Soul. The Hermit's Soul can be found just under the fast travel location here in Bellhart. So from the town of Bellhart, simply go into the fast travel and then to the right through this breakable wall and climb down the tunnels a little bit, and on the far left you'll see an NPC. Speak to him a couple of times and you will get the Hermit's Soul. Note that you only get these items if you have already started the Silk and Soul side quest, of course. Now, the Seeker's Soul is an exception to that. You can actually get the Seeker's Soul before needing to start the Silk and Soul side quest. This one is the worst one by far to get. We need to go to the Bilewater region and defeat the really annoying frog boss. This one can be quite the pain, as it's got an annoying run towards the boss, and then the boss fight itself can be quite tedious. But when you do finally manage to defeat that boss, go inside the house just to the left, and here you'll be able to get the Seeker's Soul. The fourth and final item we need to get for this side quest is going to be the Snare Setter. For this one, it's inside the Weave Nest Atla. To get to the Weave Nest Atla, in case you've never been there, you need to go to the Moss Grotto, which is the starting area of the game, And over here on the right hand side, you'll see a locked door. You can get through these type of locked doors by simply holding down the triangle button to play the Needolin music, and the door will open, obviously. Go right. At the bottom of this lift, you want to climb up the wall on the right hand side to go through the lift shaft to the left. And when you get to exactly here, you can see in the gameplay, you want to find a secret passageway in the roof you can jump up, and to the right hand side you'll find the snare setter. So those are all 4 of the items we need for the Silk and Soul side quest. Once you have all 4 of these, head back to Songclave and hand them in to the priest. This will complete the side quest and he will relocate to just before the final boss. So again, now it is time to head back up to the cradle where we fought the final boss, and this time just before we make it to the final boss, we'll see the priest who will have a short conversation with us, and then we can continue on and just defeat the final boss as we did previously. However, this time there's a small difference. Once we defeat the boss just at the end, we'll get 2 options this time. Instead of just to bind the enemy, we'll get an option to press the triangle button instead to use Needolin, and that is the option we need to do. We need to press triangle instead of circle and use the Needolin. This will trigger the secret ending and unlock in Act number 3. Now all that's left is after the cutscene and after the credits. When we go to reload that same save file, we'll notice it's sort of covered up. So we need to smash the X button to unlock it. When we do load into that same file, we will finally be in Act 3 of the game. So I hope you did find this video helpful, guys. If you did, don't forget that thumbs up button, subscribe for more content coming very soon, and we'll see you next time.